Hello, true believers. This is Babbott's Only, and it's a cloudy day this morning. It's raining, and I have a pretty crude setup right here. This is my light, and the camera I'm using is actually a hand-me-down from Hero, so I don't have a camera. And this laptop I'm actually using is it's his hand-me-down also. He's using another setup right now, a desktop, but I commandeered this one. So if you want to, so this is today's Yahoo in the Philippines, I think. Face masks required. I seem to have to go through this process of kind of what's the of proving that that this video is current. So here's today's Yahoo. You could look it up. I think this one's here for the Philippines. But anyway, back to what I have in hand here. This is I have tons and tons and tons of paperwork, tons and tons of details, but all of it just kind of is summarized by these three documents over here. They're like, depends on which ones. I think the largest one is maybe like 30 pages, 20 pages, 10 pages. So sorry for the camera, but we're just gonna have to deal with it for now until I can get my camera set up, which is another long process in itself. I'll get to it, and like all the other details, I'll try to vlog every day, but it's gonna be Christmas around the corner. I have to spend a lot of time with Hero and family. So, but I'll do my best. And right now, I want to put everybody's mind at ease about what happened. I was gonna wait and let it kind of sit for a while, but I think it'd be best to kind of reassure everybody's mind what the results are. I mean, it's kind of obvious that I'm blogging about it right now, but let me confirm. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Sometimes I get lost for words and I start trying to figure out the right word. So I I just want to say, for example, let's just kind of dive into the documents over here. So why are there three? Well, the question that everybody's asking is, what is the charges, the sentences? So let's get right to it. So I don't know how the macro is over here, but this is, and I blocked out the. I think there's a rule I have to confirm. I that you have to, when it comes to criminal cases, you have to block out any information when it comes to leading to the identities of the innocent people. So that's why I have it like this. But anyway, let's get to the. So this document over here is from the Department of Justice, as you can see in black and white, the Department of Justice. And then the next is the list of officers. And then, I blocked out the docket number. But what you want to focus on over here is this one. Republic Act number 9208, which is what the charges are as amended of 10364. Now, for the layperson, these numbers mean nothing, but what they actually mean is this is for human trafficking. And some specifics you should know about human trafficking here in the Philippines. It's a non-bailable offense. I repeat, there's like a list of offenses there's no bail for, and that's the challenging, difficult part. And you would say the most difficult part about being non-bailable, most trials over here last anywhere between 3 to 10 years, depending on how many. And as you can see, I have three documents over here. And so let's just focus on the first one over here from the Department of Justice. I repeat, from the Department of Justice, and the charges are here: human trafficking. I repeat, human trafficking, which is a non-bailable offense, which means you can't get out of jail for this one. And here is this is the resolution of that case, of that offense. And it's written in here what the results are. Resolution number 1. Next is the Republic of the Philippines 4th Judicial Region Family Court. Took out the branch in Calamba City. Okay, so we got here the people of the Philippines criminal case. I plotted out, but is what you want to focus on over here is the charges over here, 9208, which is again human trafficking. Now I know what you're thinking, that you're saying that, oh wait a second, and it's the same. If you look at the list, it's the same people, it's the same police, it's the same parties involved, but this one is in a different branch now. This is a family court in Calamba City, which is, as you can see in black and white, human trafficking again, 9208. So the first thing you're saying is like, wait a second, isn't that considered double jeopardy? A double jeopardy is kind of an American term, a Western term, an English term, and I always kind of said that there's just some things that you can't apply here in the Philippines, and one of them is double jeopardy. And not only is it double jeopardy, so over here we got the, oh, by the way, so let's say it's the resolution. Okay, so this is resolution. So this summarizes the last 3 years that's been going on, and this is the result, the resolution. Okay, next is another court for the people of the Philippines, and this one is in Batangas. I repeat, regional trial court, and a different court, different branch, a different judge. I repeat, this is the third judge, and oops. Well, this is the order. Well, let me actually, this one is kind of long and complicated because there were three crimes or three charges. Okay, so here we go again. So this is a different court, but this one is, this paperwork shows that same thing over here, 9208. You could probably look it up, 4A, 6A, 9208. Same thing, 9208. Human trafficking again. I repeat, human trafficking, that's what 9208 stands for. You can look it up yourself. I could look it up right now, but it's, the point here is 9208, and which is a non-bailable offense. You can't get out of jail while the process during the 3 to 10 years that this is occurring. Okay, and the next accusation here is rape, which is also a non-bailable offense. Rape. Like I said, I have all the paperwork, I have all the documents, I have all the evidence, I have all the transcripts. I can even probably give you a sample of it. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I mean, that's going to be for another video. And anyway, I was just thinking about but this video is already running long. So rape, another non-bailable offense. And then here's a third one. It's kind of, I think it's cybercrime. So cybercrime is under an umbrella of different categories, which I'm not going to get into right now. So, but I just wanted to let you know that there's three over here. There's three offenses, 9208, pretty heavy, rape, pretty heavy, and another one, cybercrime, pretty heavy. Okay, and as you can see, if you look over here, if you look at this paper here, I have the order. Okay, this is the order of the court, so pretty much summarizes what happened in the hearings, trials, all the evidence. So the order is here, and you could pretty much probably guess, since I'm vlogging, that what the order is. So I was actually going to do a Gundam review, but I just noticed that this video has gone long enough, so it's going to be a video on its own. So my next video will be reviewing this, a bootleg Gundam. So I think I will title this Triple Jeopardy, and upcoming is bootleg Gundams. So Triple Jeopardy in the Philippines, and I will kind of touch upon the reasons why there was three uh, triple jeopardy. The reason why is the police is the situation over here, and it's pretty heavy. It's pretty complicated. It's ongoing right now, and I'm not sure what the hell to do about it. And you'll see why. I mean, the Philippines is known for its corruption, and corruption, you might as well say lazy. People are lazy. That's the number one reason why they're corrupt. Instead of doing it the right way, they do it the wrong way, because there's nothing harder than doing it the right way. And you're saying, well, wait a second, Bev, what's only what do you mean the corruption and the hard way? And because they filed, the same police officers filed not only one, not only two, but three cases, or even three different branches. That means they're 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 doing their jobs, and they're not being lazy because it's three different places. Yes, initially that's what you would think, and that's the biggest problem when it comes to the Philippines, is the perception of people is completely all wrong. It reminds me of when I would ask the question. I know I asked this question in nauseum when people first discover my blogs, and I ask them the question. Okay, here's a simple question. This is a no-brainer. Everybody here in the Philippines knows exactly the answer. And the question I always ask was, there's two types of bars over here in the Philippines. Bars meaning there's bar girls. Okay, meaning there's prostitutes. One caters to the foreigners, and one caters to the locals. Okay, so for the people that haven't heard this question, that's the question. There's two kinds of bars, places of establishments where you can get prostitutes or bar girls. One is catered to locals, one is catered to foreigners. Usually you don't see the places where the foreigners go, where the locals go. And where the locals go, you're not going to see that many foreigners. And the question I always ask is, which one is more expensive? And the answer is always wrong, because everybody always picks, oh, the foreigner places is more expensive because they think that foreigners have more money than the locals. And what they don't keep in mind, or they don't keep the factor that there's rich Filipinos that are richer than foreigners, that are got their money from, which we're not going to get into, but they have a lot of money. And the answer always is, I haven't had a discussion with a person from Mexico a long time ago, and he said, I asked him the question. He goes, easily, the locals, the Mexicans, they're way more expensive than the foreigners. And we said, foreigners, when they pay for sex, how much? In Mexico or here in the Philippines, $20. Okay, $20 you can get laid here in the Philippines. Now, is that more expensive? Absolutely not. Right? $20, and that's how much foreigners pay, because they're just paying for sex. What the locals do is they don't need to pay for sex. So what are they paying for? Okay, which is, in discussion I always say this, but like I said, I'm just doing this for the people that don't know. And the answer is, what they're paying for is quality. Same thing when you go out to a restaurant. You buy, you select items in the menu that you can't get at home, or you can't cook at home. Anyway, that's what I do. And that's what the Filipinos are doing. And when they're going to these places, is they're paying for quality. And then the next question that you should be asking, if you have any powers of deduction at all, is, well, how much is the quality? And the obvious answer is, well, that depends on the quality. Duh. Anyway, so this has become a serious police matter. Why they filed in these three different places, same parties involved, same police, same charges, and of course this one has more. And the reason why is going to shock you. I'll touch up on it right now, but like I said, I'm gonna finish up this video pretty soon. That it's they had two incentives. One is job security incentive, and the second one is financial incentive. And and then you're saying, okay, job security incentive, okay, you can kind of deduce your way out of that one. But the financial incentive, they're like going, financial incentive, okay, well, where's the financial incentive? And it's gonna shock you. It's gonna shock you where the financial incentive came from, because right now as I speak, if you're watching this video, you know exactly where the financial incentive came from. And if you sit here and say, wait a second, I know I just watched this video and you're telling me the police got paid, and I know who the person is that they got paid from, and the answer is yes. and and the answer is simple. It's like a magic trick. It looks like the lady was sawed in half or cut in half or stabbed through, but the answer is no. It was so the illusion is simple. So, okay, I know the person, but why, how did they do it is the gimmick when it comes to magic and illusions. The answers are always simple when it comes to the Philippines. We always know the answer. And that's why I always answer questions with another question, because you know the answer to all the questions. The problem is just accepting or bridging together the two realities. And there's nothing harder than the truth and the reality, because I've said here in the Philippines that truth is in no way it's detrimental to survival. So when people here are living day to day just trying to survive, the truth is the first victim over here. And that's what I kind of try to bring here, is the truth and the reality for people that wish to accept it. But anyway, this has gone long enough. I just wanted to give everybody a preview or a taste of what's coming up. We'll just have to wait for this later bootleg Gundams. I had a lot of time, and I actually worked on a lot of Gundams during this time, and I put this together, so give you a preview of what it looks like. Let me open this thing. Son of a gun. Open. Trying to get this all in one shot. So this was actually my favorite Gundam, so this is what he looks like. So you get a preview. Look how beautiful he looks. So we'll do that later another time. But this is probably, I want to put everybody's mind at ease that the hard part is over. But there's a lot more challenges. No way am I saying that it's over. It's just begun. But I want to let at least everybody know which direction it's gonna go, because at a time it's scary. And we're going to use terms like reclusion perpetua in the Philippines, which means 40 years with no parole or no pardon. And this is what the penalties are for what's considered heinous crimes. And it was touch and go. And but I will go through that over time. But right now, I just want to let everybody know, everybody relax, what the results are. They're all right here. How much I'm going to share, I haven't decided yet. But at least the results are something we could all relax and exhale and be able to just, like I said, we're not even halfway done. But back to what I was saying, why in 3 different places the job security incentive and the financial incentive was what caused it. And you will never guess where the financial incentive came from, to make sure that I had 3 different places that I had to fight to regain my innocence and my freedom. Anyway, I know you have a lot of questions. We will all get to them, but this is just kind of an appetizer. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. This is Bebits Only. Thank you for watching.